Alright guys, so we have a starter motor here. This came off a 2013 Honda Accord 4-cylinder. And I had a video up probably several months back, and on that video a lot of people asked me, why did these new Hondas, these starters, they fail at 30,000 miles? A lot of people has 30,000, 40,000 miles. This car actually had 70,000 miles, but it had the same issue. Car will start sometimes it won't start. And just want you to take a look at the starter. Okay, this is not balanced properly. You see this starter motor? It's just a motor with the connectors. Alright, so it's a very small starter. This is made by Mitsubishi. And here I have a starter motor from older cars. And these starter motor you see has a solenoid on the top, this big piece. This what clanks this in there. And this is the control cable here. Once this get power, this engages, and that engages the whole starter, and the plunger comes out, pushes this gear out, and that catches the flywheel. But let's open this up today. Open up the starter. How come it does not have that? Even I don't know. I'm gonna find out today. I've been questioning myself. How does this work? So I'm gonna take my drill here. I'm gonna take off these number 8s in the back. It's supposed to be sent back for a core, but I guess I'm not gonna get that core back. That's fine, I don't mind, but I still want to see what's in here. Alright, so in the back, I guess that's the let me get something to tap this with and see. Maybe this is two different pieces here. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put this away. Alright, just trying to check my camera here. I just want to see my camera if it has a good angle still. Alright, so it still has a good angle. The screen went on a power save mode, and I couldn't tap it with it's a touch screen, but I couldn't tap it with my finger. There you guys, opening up. Alright, so there it is. Okay, the starter, this is the starter actually. This is how big the starter is. It's a little thing, and this is just a little gear, I guess, in the front. Alright, so it's not much in there. I'm gonna tear this apart too. Let's see what's in here. So this is, I think this is the plunger here. This is what pushes everything forward. Alright, so get this. Let me get that out of the way. There's the gears inside. I'm gonna push this out. So pretty much this is a motor right here. This is not even that strong, I think. This shouldn't even be that strong. So you got a lot of debris in there. This is all. So I see what happened in there. The brushes are damaged. This is all dusted from the brushes. Alright, this is all from the brushes. Alright, so there's not much in there. So there's nothing in there. There's nothing inside that. So all it has is this. And that's it. That's the starter motor. There's not much in there. There's no solenoid, no nothing. And I believe this might be the solenoid. This is what pushes it for it to engage. Yeah, that goes in. Yeah, so this is what pushes it. Alright, I see the solenoid in there. Now this is the solenoid right here. This right here is the solenoid itself. Alright, you see this the power cable It comes out right there. So this works like a, this might work like a little motor itself. Alright, so that's all you have in this starter motor. And alright, so that's all you have inside these motors. Alright, there's not much in there. It's a very small starter motor. And this is the stator and armature here. This is just very tiny. So this is what you have in a starter motor on these new Honda that are given up so easily. And if you have any questions, you can comment, send me a message, and I usually do reply back. And please subscribe. I'm gonna put out more videos. I'm also trying to learn the new electric cars, because I know in the future, probably a few years from now, there's gonna be a lot of electric cars like Tesla out there. So I'm taking classes for that, and let's see where that goes, and we'll talk about that more. I just want to say one more thing. See this little, the control cable that connects here, the little connector, that little thing right there is about that big. If you look at it, it's about in there like that big. You see that? It's about that big in there. Alright, when you're trying to start this car and nothing happens, the problem is this is not engaging. Right? The starter does not engage. And let me show you on the old type of starter. That little piece in there, that big, does what this thing does. So I'm guessing just because that thing is that small in there, he's not working out properly the way this is supposed to work out. Even these over time, they give up. And a lot of time people, they hit this, they hit it with a hammer or a rod, and the starter will start up. But there's nothing to hit there because it's inside. Alright, so there you guys have it. The little control solenoid is about that big compared to the one over there. The old one I showed you from another car. The older type of starters. That one is about that big. It's about the size of this motor itself. Alright, so if let me bring it up again. So the solenoid is the size of the motor. Alright, even in there the starter's not so big, but this thing, the solenoid, is the size of the motor of these new starters. Alright guys, I want to show you guys one more thing, and that's this little thing I mentioned here. This little thing does not engage the solenoid. Alright, it does not push the starter. All what this does is this little thing right here inside. You see how it moves in there? If you look at it in there very good. Let me get my light and I will see it better. Inside of this, it moves. You see that? So all I'm doing is tapping this back and forth. So what happens there is, just want to show you guys what happens there. It is. This is all off balance, this little box. When you start the key, this gets power. This energizes. It goes forward, and that causes this to come forward. This thing. And what that does is it connects power from here to here, and this motor begins to turn. So all it does is when you put the key on, this thing gets power, this pulls this, and that pulls this, and that causes that to connect in there, which causes this to turn. And that's how the starter works. There you guys have it.